Good morning. My name is Tony Gonzalez. I'm the judge of the Robstown Municipal Court. Today's date is January 10th, 2024. Time is approximately 10 a.m. We are here on the arraignment show cause docket. I want to thank everyone for being here this morning. A lot more people were summoned to show up and they haven't showed up, but you folks did, and I want to thank you for that. Some important things to note. Even though we are conducting these proceedings via Zoom, you are in a courtroom for all intents and purposes. So I please ask that everyone conduct themselves as if they are in a courtroom. I know this is new to a lot of people, so I don't hold anything against anybody for not knowing the rules. But one of the things is we ask, don't eat while you're on camera. I've had that happen before. I ask that you sit up in a chair or anything. We don't want to be lying down in the courtroom, right? Yeah. I ask that you leave your devices on mute, right? Because a lot of times we get background noise as we're trying to conduct the proceedings. And when I call your case, then I would ask you to please unmute, okay? So that being said, this is the Robstown Municipal Court. We are a court of record. Everything that is being done here today is being recorded live in the courtroom, as well as being shown on the court's public YouTube channel. Every case that is heard in this courtroom is a Class C misdemeanor. You have the right to have a jury determine your guilt or innocence. You can waive your right to a trial by jury, and you can have a trial before the court, which is me. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will not be appointed to you because there is no chance of jail time in these cases. But an attorney can help you understand the law, can help you understand procedure, and can help you make decisions regarding your case. If you choose to go forward without a lawyer, I have no choice but to hold you to the same standards as if you were an attorney. You also have the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You do not have to testify in your case against yourself. It's the state's burden to prove their case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. As you sit there today, you are innocent until proven guilty. Everyone understand these rights. Okay. Some other things I need to let you know. There are consequences beyond this courtroom on certain charges. For instance, if you are charged with driving your vehicle without insurance, not only could you be subject to fines and court costs out of this courtroom, you could be subject to surcharges from the state of Texas. If you have a question whether your particular charge has consequences beyond this courtroom, I strongly suggest you consult an attorney. If you are not a United States citizen, the plea of guilty or no contest could affect your status in the United States. If you find yourself in this situation, I strongly suggest you consult an attorney. Finally, if you are ordered to pay a fine and court cost and you are unable to meet that financial obligation, there are other ways to satisfy that obligation. There is a form that you can fill out. You request it from the court clerks. You fill out that form. I will then either conduct a hearing and review the form. And if you qualify, there's a number of things I can do, from placing you on community supervision. From having you do community service to extending your payment time to doing a combination of those things. So the point being is that there are other ways to satisfy your obligation. Okay. So what's going to happen here today, for those of you that are here for the first time on your arraignment, right? I'm going to call the case. When you hear your name called, I ask that you unmute your device. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand, and then I'm going to swear you in. After I swear you in, I'm going to let you know what you're being charged with. And then I'm going to ask you, how do you plead? You're going to have three choices. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. A plea of guilty and a plea of no contest are basically the same thing, in that I will find you guilty and then go to the sentencing portion of the case. The difference is that when you plead no contest, what you're telling the court is that you're not admitting guilt. You're not saying you did it. You're not saying you didn't do it. you're just not contesting the matter. But what you are telling the court is that there is enough evidence before the court at this time to substantiate a finding of guilt. The other difference is that when you plea no contest, that plea of no contest cannot be used in a civil court to prove liability, whereas a plea of guilty could be attempted to be used in the higher court to prove liability. So that being said, if you enter a plea of not guilty or no contest, we will go to the sentencing portion. At that sentencing portion of the case, if there's anything you want to tell me before I issue sentence, that's the time to do it. A lot of times people come to today's proceedings, they're wanting to talk to the judge, tell the judge why they feel they shouldn't have received a citation or why they feel they have a valid defense or a valid excuse. At the sentencing portion of the case, you can tell me whatever you want, and I will consider it before issuing sentence. Before that time, I cannot listen to anything else. The only time I can listen to facts of the case is at a trial of the case, or at a hearing where the prosecutor's present, or after you've entered a plea of guilty or no contest and you want me to consider it before sentencing. Okay. That's not something that I choose to do on my own. It's just by law, that's how it works. Okay. At sentencing, there's a number of things I can do, from placing you on what's called deferred disposition, which is a type of probation where if you do what I ask you to do and you pay what I ask you to pay in the time period I ask you to do it in, the case gets dismissed. If your case qualifies for the driving safety course, I will offer it. There are some cases that my hands are tied. I'm not able to do either of those things, and all I can do is issue a fine and court cost and a conviction. If you enter a plea of not guilty, then your case is going to be set for a pretrial. At that pretrial, there will be a prosecutor present representing the state of Texas. At that time, you will have the ability to meet with the prosecutor to discuss your case. With the prosecutor, you are able to discuss why you feel you have a valid defense, why you feel you have a valid excuse, whatever the case may be. The prosecutor is the one who brings the case on behalf of the state of Texas. So he has the ability to do a number of things, from recommending a plea bargain agreement to actually recommending dismissal of the case if he feels that it's warranted. The point being is that at that point in time is a good time to try to get your case resolved. If you are unable to get your case resolved at that time, then your case will be set for trial. Whether it's in front of a jury or in front of the judge, it's going to be your choice. Okay? Any questions before I go on? Okay. That being said, know this, the silver lining from doing these proceedings on Zoom at this time is that you guys get to be in the comfort of your own home or at work or wherever you may be, and maybe multitask while you're waiting for your case to be called. Otherwise, you would be sitting in my courtroom waiting for your case to be called. So I think it's a lot better able to be at your house or at work or wherever you may be. Okay. So let's look at that silver lining. All right. That being said, I'm going to call the docket. At this time, I just want to know that you're present. That way I'll mark you down and then I'll go back through the docket and call the cases. Okay. Court cause number 231-1000282, State of Texas versus Juan Contreras. Juan Contreras. Court cause number 231-1000154, State of Texas versus Osvaldo Cruz. Mr. Cruz, let me go ahead and change your name on your device. Hold on real quick. I'll get back to your case here in a little bit, Mr. Cruz. Cause number 231-1000287, Adam Garza. For cause number 231-1000283, Randy Gonzalez. For Court calls number 2302-000-350 and 2302-001-533, Lisa Marie Jernigan. Lisa Marie Jernigan. Court calls number 1310C013 and 1409-06081, Norma Ricart. We'll get back to you shortly, Mr. Ricart. Court calls number 231-1000-288, Mia Richardson. Ms. Richardson will get to you shortly. Court calls number 231-00285, Enrique Rubio. Enrique Rubio. Court calls number 231-1000-284, Jose Rubio. Jose Rubio. Court calls number 231-000-260 and 231-1000-261, Monica Science. Science, I'm just going to change your name on your device. Calls number 231-1000-300, Jaime Thompson. Jaime Thompson. Calls number 231-1000-286, Myra Barrial. Myra Barrial. Calls number 230-202-001-730, Valdemar Bonteo. Valdemar Bonteo. Calls number 2309-000-003, Roman Ibarra. Roman Ibarra. Calls number 2302-001-982, Jasmine Zavala. Ms. Zavala, I'll get back to you shortly. Calls number 231-100-0301, Nevea Cantu. Nevea Cantu.
Judge, those are juveniles.
Oh, the last two are juveniles, right?
Yes, yes, Judge.
All right, perfect. And that concludes the docket. I'm going to go back through here and start with Mr. Cruz. One thing that I forgot to tell y'all, whatever happens here today, and this is very important, there's going to be paperwork you have to sign off on, whether you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. There's paperwork that you have to sign off on. So if you live in Robstown, I ask that you come by the Robstown Municipal Court, or you live in the area, come by the Robstown Municipal Court no later than 5 o'clock today, at the latest tomorrow, to sign off on your paperwork. If you don't live in the area, or you can't make it to the court, physically make it to the court, I ask that you call into the court clerks. They will tell you what you need to do as far as them emailing you the paperwork and getting it back. If you do not do this, if you do not make arrangements or come in to sign off on the paperwork, it will be as if you did not appear here today, and a warrant for your arrest will be issued. Okay, so this is very important. All right, Mr. Cruz, can you please raise your right hand and unmute your device, please, sir? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, I see you nodding your head, Mr. Cruz, and if you can get your device unmuted, we will go from there.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Cruz, you are charged with the offense of assault by contact, family violence, alleged to have occurred on or about the 4th day of November 2023 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, where an individual by the name of Rene Moreno is accusing you of using your body to push him. Are you aware of that charge?
I'm aware, and I'm 100% not guilty.
Okay, hold on, let me finish, okay?
Yes,
You're aware of the charge and you understand it, correct?
yes, sir.
Okay, that being said, I'm required by law to read you the following admonishment. If you are convicted of a misdemeanor offense involving violence where you are or were a spouse, intimate partner, parent, or guardian of the victim, or are or were involved in another similar relationship with the victim, It may be unlawful for you to possess or purchase a firearm, including a handgun or long gun or ammunition pursuant to federal law under 18 U.S.C. Section 922 G9 or Section 46.04B of the Texas Penal Code. If you have any questions whether these laws make it illegal for you to possess or purchase a firearm, you should consult.
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Cruz, that being said, as to the charge of assault by contact family violence alleged to have occurred on about November 4th, 2023 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead?
Not guilty, sir.
The court will accept your plea of not guilty. Mr. Cruz, if you have to have a trial on the matter, do you want a trial in front of a jury or a trial in front of the judge?
I believe I can, I have a little bit of evidence, so I can talk to the prosecutor. So I believe whichever, it doesn't matter what you put.
Well, you have to choose. I'm not allowed to choose for you.
Jury?
A jury?
Yeah.
Okay.
They ain't gonna go that far, though.
Okay, Mr. Cruz, I just need to verify your address, please.
It's 821 Mesquite.
Okay, so it's a different address than what we have, so let's make sure we put that down.
Okay, Judge.
Okay.
And that's in Robstown?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Cruz, then you're gonna be getting notice of a pretrial date. On that day, like I said, the prosecutor will be present for you to speak to. In addition, if there's any pretrial motions you want the court to hear, you need to have them on file before that date.
Yes, sir.
That being said, Mr. Cruz, remember, it's important that you come by the Robstown Municipal Court to sign off on your paper, okay? Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, you're excused.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next is cause number 131 0C013 and 140906081, Norma Ricard.
Yes, can you hear me?
I can, Ms. Ricard. Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. You are Norma Ricard?
Yes,
Ms. Ricard, you are charged with the offense of theft that is alleged to have occurred on October 4th, 2013 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, where the complaining witness is HEB. Are you aware of that charge?
no, I am.
Excuse me?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm not saying if you remember it, but you're aware that that's what they're charging you with.
Oh, yes, yes,
Okay, and you understand what they're charging you with.
yes,
Okay. You're also being charged with failing to appear on or about, let's see here, February 12th, 2014 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of that charge?
no,
Okay, I guess once again, you're aware that they're charging you with it. I'm not
oh,
saying,
yes, I'm sorry, yes,
and you understand what it is.
yes,
Okay. All right. Then we're gonna go one by one. As to the charge of theft alleged to have occurred on October 4th, 2013 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead?
not guilty,
And as to the charge of failing to appear on or about February 12th, 2014 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, how do you plead?
not guilty.
The court is going to accept your plea of not guilty on both charges. Ms. Ricard, if you have to have a trial on the matter, You want it in front of the judge or in front of the jury?
in front of the judge.
Okay, Ms. Ricardo, are you still at 5901 Weber,
Yes,
apartment 40?
yes.
Okay. All right,
No,
Ms.
apartment L10.
Apartment L10. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Ricardo, it's important that you either come by the Rochester Municipal Court no later than 5 o'clock today, at the latest tomorrow, or you can call in and make arrangements for the paperwork to be sent to you so you can send it back, okay?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any questions?
Uh, I, I'm bedridden, so there's no way for me to go in. So I just call the office and she'll email me.
Yeah, she'll tell you what needs to be done.
Okay.
Thank you,
All
Ms.
right.
Ricardo.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, next we have cause number 23110000288, State of Texas versus Mia Richardson. Ms. Richardson, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, you are Mia Richardson?
Yes.
Ms. Richardson, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. All right, Ms. Richardson, you are charged with the offense of assault, contact, family violence alleged to have occurred on or about November 17th, 2023 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, where an individual by the name of Joel Garcia accuses you of striking him in the face. Are you aware of that charge
Yes.
and you understand it?
Yes.
Before I go any further, I'm required by law to read you the following admonishment. If you are convicted of a misdemeanor offense involving violence where you are or were a spouse, intimate partner, parent, or guardian of the victim, or are or were involved in another similar relationship with the victim, it may be unlawful for you to possess or purchase a firearm, including a handgun or long gun or ammunition pursuant to federal law under 18 U.S.C. Section 922 G9 or Section 46.04B of the Texas Penal Code. If you have any questions whether these laws make it illegal for you to possess or purchase a firearm, you should consult an attorney. All right, Ms. Richardson, as to the charge of assault by contact alleged to have occurred on or about November 17th, 2023 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. As to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Court will accept your plea of guilty. Ms. Richardson, who is Joel Garcia?
He's my boyfriend.
Are y'all still together?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Garcia, you know you can't be putting hands on anyone, right?
Yes, I know.
And right now, this is a Class C misdemeanor. But if this occurs again in the future, it could be enhanced to a Class A misdemeanor or even a felony. So even though right now it's in this lower court, it's still a serious charge, okay? Because it involves family violence. These cases get reported to the state, right? And you get into a database. So it's important that you know, this be the last time you do this, okay? All right, Ms. Richardson. Crystal, do we have Ms. Richardson in the system from before?
Let's see, Judge, hold on one second. No, it looks like this is the only thing that I have on her, Judge.
Okay. All right, Ms. Richardson, considering that this is your first offense, I'm going to place you on 90 days deferred disposition. What that means, Ms. Richardson, is that if you do what I ask you to do and you pay what I ask you to pay in the time period I ask you to do it in, the case will get dismissed, okay?
Okay.
All right, so it's 90 days deferred disposition. It's a fine of $215 and cost of $81 for a total of $296. You're gonna have to do 8 hours of anger management online. Okay, you can just go do a Google search for anger management class, state of Texas. So long as they give you a certificate that evidences that you did the class, that'll suffice. Okay. You do these things, and the case will get dismissed. As far as the $296, Ms. Richardson, when can you pay that?
Maybe within like the next 3 weeks.
Okay, then I'm gonna give you 30 days. Okay, that'll give you more than
Okay.
3 weeks. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Richardson, do you have any questions?
No.
Are you still at 403 North First Street, apartment 3 in Robstown?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Richardson, make sure you come by the Robstown Municipal Court to sign off on your paperwork, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. You're excused. Okay. Next, we have calls number 23110000260 and 23110000261, State of Texas versus Monica Science. Ms. Science, can you please raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Okay, you can put your hand down. Ms. Science are charged with 2 offenses. The first being disregarding a flashing red signal. Alleged to have occurred on or about December 10th, 2023. And you are in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, and you are also charged with having an open container alleged to have occurred on the same day. Are you aware of those charges?
yes,
And do you understand them?
yes,
And Ms. Science, just to make you aware, the open container, all it says on here is that you had a 12-ounce Topo Chico.
but it wasn't from that day though.
Okay.
It was just an open container.
Okay. I guess my point being, it just says, and I don't know, I may be wrong, Crystal, but Topo Chico, this doesn't say if it's alcohol or if it's, because I know Topo Chico makes mineral waters.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So I'm just making you aware of that, Miss Science. I don't know if you've seen the,
Well,
Sorry.
originally he had just stopped me for the red light. For it was the red blinking light because there was a train and I didn't make the complete stop.
okay. I just wanted to make you aware of that,
Okay,
that issue right there, because, you know, all it says is 12-ounce Topo Chico, okay? It doesn't say anything else. Okay, Miss Science, as to the charge of disregarding a flashing red signal on or about December 10th, 2023 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. As to that charge, how do you plead?
guilty.
Um, And as to the charge of open container, on or about the same date, how do you plead?
No contest.
The court will accept your plea of guilty on the disregarding of flashing red signal and accepts your plea of no contest on the open container. On the flashing red signal, Ms. Science, I'm going to place you on 90 days deferred disposition. It's going to be a fine of $168, costs of $134, for a total of $302.
Okay.
On the open container, the fine normally would have been $209.90. Considering what was put on the report. Well, first of all, it's also going to be 90 days deferred disposition,
Okay.
but the fine's only going to be $10.
Okay.
And the cost have to stay the same at 76. I can't do anything about the cost. So instead of paying $285.90 on that one, Miss Science, you're going to pay $86.
Okay.
Okay. When can you do these payments, or how much time do you need, Miss Science?
About a week.
Okay. I'll tell you what, just like the other, I'm gonna put 30 days, Miss Science. If you get it paid within a week, that's fantastic, but that way,
Okay.
up in a situation, you know, you have additional time, okay? Any questions?
Yes. What would be the total for both together?
It's going to be 285, I'm sorry, 302. So that's 386, 388.90, right, Crystal?
Yes, 388, Judge.
388.90?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions, Ms. Science?
No, and this won't go on my record if I don't get a ticket or anything within 90 days, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, all right, Ms. Science, just make sure you come sign off on the paperwork, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Ms. Zavala, court calls number 2302-001982. State of Texas versus Jasmine Zavala. Ms. Zavala, it looks like you're here on a show cause hearing. You were ordered back in September to pay a fine and court cost and to do 4 hours of anger management. And Crystal, is the whole thing owing? I can't hear you, Crystal.
Okay, she she owes 291, Judge.
Goes to 91, which is the full amount.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, Ms. Zavala. So it looks like you've done absolutely nothing on this since I ordered this back in September. Can you tell me why?
I honestly forgot about the payment, and whenever I got the letter for this this court date, I had seen that I had another court date from, I guess, September.
Yeah, on September 6th, you showed up and I ordered, you entered a plea of guilty. And I ordered 90 days deferred disposition, a fine of $215, court cost of $76, and anger management course of 4 hours. And I gave you 90 days to pay the fine and to do the anger management. As of today, you haven't done any of it. It should have been done by December 6th of 2023. I have the ability to extend it and give you more time. Is that what you want? You're on mute, Miss Zavana.
Oh, yes.
Okay, how much time do you need?
Like about 3 weeks.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 30 days, okay?
Okay.
That'll be, we'll just say to February 12th, okay?
Okay.
You need to mark that down, okay? If you want a copy
I
of it,
will.
you call the court and they'll send it to you, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You have any questions?
Where I can do it online, the anger
anger management?
management? Yes.
Yes. If you call the court, they can let you know where you can go online to do it, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.